He was faking his test, trying to use one of those Whizinators.
What about the Whizinator and trying to abuse the system like that? Are you Christopher Stillwell?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we filed a motion for shock in this case. Mr. Stillwell is before the court on his sentencing, the court had indicated that you would take under consideration within the 60 days. We've waited during that time. He's been incarcerated ever since then, Judge. Mr. Stillwell is an individual, Your Honor, that's had some drug problems for some time. Aside from that being in his life, everything else, he has been one of the...
What does the Commonwealth have to say about this?
Your Honor, I thought this motion had been overruled, so I didn't really prepare for it. I would tell the court, though, that I gave Mr. Stillwell a big break on his plan on this case, because my recollection is he had about 10 grams of meth, and with an alternative fence. And then when he was revoked, he was faking his test, trying to use one of those Whizinators to conceal the urine. And I just think he needs to meet parole, but that's the common spirit.
Judge, when you're an addict, and part of getting well from addiction, Your Honor, when you're an addict, you'll do anything as far as trying to slip by other people. And your mind's so messed up, you don't realize that everybody around you knows. You think, you're hiding it well. But that's just an act by someone that's desperate, that's addicted. What we have, I've talked to Mr. Stillwell. He is willing to go to the Mark Center. I've called down to the Mark Center. They have said they've got open beds for him. Usually that's a 6 to a 12-month facility. I know from several years of dealing with them, even the federal courts in Bowling Green agree that that's one of the top programs we've got in this area. They have beds available right now. All we need is a DOC recommendation, which comes from probation and parole. And one thing I will say about Mr. Stillwell, he had a great job since he's been in there. He's lost that, but they did say they would hire him back if he could get through treatment. He worked also part-time trimming trees and things like that. I mean, as far as working hard, Mr. Stillwell has been at it forever.
What about the Whizinator and trying to, violate, the trust that's provided with him and to corrupt the system? How many people have you ever represented?
That's you, the Whizinator?
Whizinator, yeah.
I mean, I've represented a lot, Judge. I mean,
It's not a good thing to do that, to test and to try to adulterate a test, to abuse the system like that.
Well, it's not
What
good.
kind of example does that set for everybody else?
If I may say something in response to Mr. Bailey, it sounds to me like that Mr. Stillwell may be an addict, but he's in total command of his faculties. He can work, he can make decisions, and he was wanting to have his cake and eat it too. He was going to be on probation, use his meth, and keep working. And like we say, that's just goes to the integrity of the system.
Well, Judge, sometimes when individuals work very hard and have long hours and different things of that situation,
They self-medicate.
they do, Judge.
Well, that ain't going to happen in this county, so I'm denying your motion.
Well,
People do not get to self-medicate with large quantities of drugs and then use a Whizinator after they're given a break. So I respectfully deny your motion for a shock probation. Okay. Thank you very much.
did we file that again, Judge?
I don't think you can you?
I mean, if you say we can, we can.
You can file anything you want to. I'm just asking you, once a motion for shock probation, usually you don't have is he still within the time?
Yes, sir.
But maybe you convince Mr. Stockton, show him more information. He said today he didn't know that it had already been overruled.
Could I respectfully say, Judge, a Whizinator is no different than people drinking vinegar, bleach, diluting tests. There is nothing.
I don't like any of that.
Well,
I agree. It is no different.
But a person shouldn't be punished for their
Trying to
actions
cheat.
as an addict.
They should, for trying to cheat the system. Yes, they're not compliant. That's good. I appreciate your statement.
Your Honor.
Tammy Sweezy, Commonwealth versus Tammy Sweezy.